So, a year has passed since I first walked into the Love Island villa, and I must say, it's probably been the quickest year of my life. It feels like I only just came back out into the real world yesterday. It's going to be very interesting watching a brand new set of Islanders take to our screens, and of course to actually be able to sit down and watch the show for the next 8 weeks. Love Island released the lineup to the new cast and people are losing their minds. It seems everyone has their opinions on the new housemates, but here's mine. New Islanders. The first thing I picked up on was some of the physical similarities between some of the new cast to some of the old biggest names from the show. A few little comparisons to make appearance-wise which I picked up on are that Jack Fincham looks like Nathan Massey, Laura Anderson like Olivia Atwood, Kendall Rae-Knight like Katie McDermott, and Dale Booker shares a striking similarity to Kemsey Schnee. I personally think that Love Island may have subtly picked the original cast who resemble old memorable cast members, in order to throw us all off when we're expecting them to act like the old ones, and then they turn out to be totally different. I can't have been the only to have noticed people didn't seem to be too impressed with this year's lineup, with many people saying this season's cast are not living up to their expectations. I mean, I wasn't there to experience it as I was in lockdown when the cast were announced to the public last year, but apparently similar things were said about us, and look how it worked out. We have to get to know the contestants, and this time next week I am sure we will all have different opinions. It isn't all about the looks. I think Love Island have mixed it up this year by not putting in typically eye-catching Islanders. But you have to remember good looks are a very minor part of what makes Love Island so popular. It's the personalities that go the full distance. It's all well and good having a load of chiseled fitness models in the villa, but if they don't have any personality then it's gonna make some pretty dull TV. I think that they might have chosen people with big personalities who aren't necessarily jaw-dropping 10/10ths as original cast on purpose. Last year's original cast were all big personalities, but were also some of the best-looking people that were on that series. As a result, we saw many bombshells come and go in a very short space of time, mainly because the people who coupled up didn't have much of a motive to stray from their partners. This resulted in pretty much a very consistent cast throughout the show, with only any big changes coming towards the end when the decisions were left more in the hands of the public. I think this year the real head-turners will be coming in as bombshells in order to really shake things up, and keep a fresh flow of Islanders coming in and out, who will take the coveted crown. If I had to pick out any Islanders I think will do well in this series, I would probably say Neil Aslam and Alex George, because they seem totally dissimilar to anyone Love Island has cast before. I think it would be good to see people who aren't the conventional Love Island type do well and maybe surprise a few people. As we all know, her dad is a soap legend and that shouldn't reflect badly on her. I think an interesting choice of cast member is Danny Dyer, although I feel that people may see this as somewhat unfair to the thousands of normal people who applied for the show or those being turned down for already having appeared on other shows. I think many people who didn't do so well on Survival of the Fittest would have loved to have the Love Island opportunity, so unsure on how popular this may make her. I can't wait to be watching and see how they will start to couple up. I think the bombshells this year are going to be huge. See you next week. Johnny.